now that we had a little practice here, let's look at some more problems in the same format here. So, okay. What if I don't have a number as simple as 124? What if I have a bigger number? Or what if I have a number that already has a 0 on the end? What if I have 5,420? Does my trick still work? What happens when I multiply 5,420 by 1? Well, anytime we multiply anything by 1, it stays the same, right? So, oops, not 2. Oh, come on, computer. 5,420. But what happens if I take this and I want to multiply by 10? Does my trick still work? Well, I need to multiply it by 1 first, so that leaves it the same. And then, again, I take my 0 and I'm going to stick it on the end. So 5,420 multiplied by 10, so 10 groups of this, is 54,200. So again, when I've got a 1 here as my first digit, all I need to do is count the number of zeros after that 1 and put them on the end of my number. So if I've got a 1 as my first digit, I count the number of zeros following that 1 and add them to the end of my number. 5,420 times 100. So I need to write my number, and then I see I've got 2 zeros to add over here. So I'm going to add 2 zeros and make sure I put my comma in the correct place. So 5,420 times 100 is 542,000. I drew my comma backwards. Sorry about that. Let's look at one more. So 5,420 times 1,000. Again, I have a 1 as my first digit, so this stays the same, and I count how many zeros do I have behind that 1. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write my number, 5,420, and then I'm going to take my 3 zeros and I'm going to add them onto the end. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go back and put my commas in. So now 1,000 groups of 5,420 was 5,420,000. So again, if I had a 1 as my first digit, my original number stays the same. I move it over. I count how many zeros are behind the 1, and then I add that on to the end. So that is pretty straightforward there. Let's look at one more example. Okay, so what if I've got $65 times blank equals 65,000. And I want to know, well, what did I do to 65 to get it all the way to 65,000? Well, I know now, looking at my problems we just practiced, that I know at first I have a 1 in the beginning because my original number did not change. So I know it has to start with a 1. And then there was no zeros on it before. Now there's 1, 2, 3 zeros. So to get from 65 to 65,000, I multiplied 65 times 1,000. Again, I can double check that because I've got a 65 times my 1 in the beginning, which leaves that first number the same, and added on 1, 2, 3 zeros down here in my answer. Let's look at one more like that before I set you free. What if I had $482 times blank equals 482,000. So again, I know that because this number and this number are the same, they started with a 1. And I'm going to look. I had no zeros over here. I have 3 zeros over here. So that means I added 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 482 times 1,000 equals 482,000. Again, I could double check that by doing my work in reverse. Okay, if you have questions on this or would like more examples or this broken down a little further, please jump on the Zoom today at 9:30 and we'll be doing more examples of this. If you have no questions, you are working on 1.2 in your workbooks today. It is on page 5. It starts on page 5. Goes page 5 through 7, and you are doing problems 1 through 7. Again, numbers, we'll just say number 6 and 7 are challenge problems. Please go ahead and try those challenge problems. Give them your best effort. And again, if you have questions, please jump on our Zoom at 9:30.